Hey guys, Chris here with another unboxing video. What's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I'm having a really frustrating 2 weeks right now. I've been working a ton, taking care of things around the house and all the other things that I'm happy to do, taking care of my family, taking care of the kids. And on my days off, I've been doing side hustles at night and on the days off. And then, you know, it's been tough because you have those friends that text you when the bite's good and you're not far away. I've been getting a lot of that, especially this week. You know, I'll be at work, I'll be working at home, I'll be at a dentist appointment with one of the kids or a doctor's appointment with one of the kids on my days off, and getting text messages with fish catches and counts that are astronomical, and I'm missing it. So when that happens to me, I get frustrated. I'm sure you guys do. You get a little pissy and you go on Tackle Warehouse and you take out your frustration on buying baits. And that's what I did. And they're in here and we're gonna look at what I got, and then that's gonna be an awesome video that's gonna sustain you guys for a little bit longer, right? Okay, let's dig in.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So, first up, right on top, haven't used these. I've used NetBait's products, have not used any of the STH BaitFuel products. So I typically use, and it's really sad, I'll use RoboWorm curltail worms sometimes, maybe 1% of the time, and then I use the Megabass Hazardong Shad in the 3-inch size for 99% of my drop shotting. I mean, it's like all I use, and I was like, I need to get a few slightly bigger worms, 3.75 inch. I wanted to try the BaitFuel. Let me just say this real quick about BaitFuel. I don't think this is a miracle product at all. Berkley has been doing this for years, and they put research into it. So I'm going to tell you what I think about scents. I think all scents are bullshit. I don't think they work. I don't think they catch more fish. I think what scents do is, if anything, they might mask some human odors. Salt, I do believe salt works, and it's a predatory thing that when it's in a fish's mouth, after they've already committed, they might get a taste of salt and hold on longer. Now, I think there are some scents out there, okay, that once the fish has eaten the bait, you've already done all the work. They'll hold on longer so you can get a better hook set. And I think that's what Powerbait is. I don't think Powerbait disperses in the water. I think the original Powerbait, it's just when the fish eats it, it's like, oh, this isn't bad, and it holds on a long time. Yum had the LPT, which I had a ton of faith in, and I think it worked great. So those were the two that I always had the most faith in. And I started using Berkley Powerbait in the early 90s. But my impression was, I found, and I could just be mistaken, but for me, I had a lot of confidence with Powerbait with smallmouth, but not a lot with largemouth. And I thought that Yum's LPT worked really well for both. Now, I know there was a lot of scientific work that went into Powerbait. I don't know if that was the case with the Yum LPT, but they got rid of that, and that was really stupid because I have infinite faith in that. I know the same kind of science went into BaitFuel, so I am totally on board giving it a try. Now, I think if it has an equivalent, it would be the Powerbait Maxscent, because I think Maxscent, the difference between Powerbait and Powerbait Maxscent is I think Maxscent might be water-based and disperse through the water a little bit, how this supposedly does, because they're water-based. So as opposed to the fish gets it in its mouth and then holds on, maybe if he's sniffing around it on the bottom, he'll commit and then hold on longer. So I trust the science. It's just that I think most scents, you know, like Strike King's coffee scent, I think that's just, I don't even think it's masking human odors, to be honest, because it's probably oil-based. And if it's oil-based, fish can't smell it at all. So maybe they can taste it though. So I don't know, maybe it masks something. So I got it in the Crush Worm, the 3.75 in Killer Pumpkin, Smokin' Joe, which is like a, it's smoking purple. Killer Pumpkin is pumpkin with micro gold glitter and a little bit of pink in the head. I got Green Pumpkin. You can use your imagination. Bang. I don't know what Bang is. Let's take a look at Bang. It's got a good name. I'm not going to open all these up today. Okay, it's an unboxing video, and I'm supposed to do these quick and sometimes take them out and sometimes not. And PU. Now, I was under the impression that BaitFuel didn't stink. I cracked the bag. And this stuff reeks. And you thought Powerbait was bad? Dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Very salty. Good sign. Yeah, Powerbait smells way better than this shit. But whatever, it smells, and that could be really good. So, yeah, I just wanted something slightly bigger. These are nice. These have a nice color shift. They're translucent, but smoky purple. Has a very similar tail to the Berkley cash out worm. It's almost like a stretched out, thinner cash out worm, which I love for Ned rigging. Super flat bottom, you know, just based on the shape. Forget the BaitFuel, forget that. Okay, just based on the shape, I already have confidence in these as far as a drop shot bait goes. So these are gonna go, I'm gonna rip the Hazardong shad right off my drop shot rig tomorrow, and this is going right on for the next time one hits the water. And apparently I'm missing like, you know, 40 bass a day kind of drop shot bite right now, so that stings. So yeah, so this color is called Bang. Looks like smoke purple to me. What do I know? And then I didn't get all the colors. I got just like a handful of ones that I thought looked interesting that were still in stock. Midnight green, you know, it's gonna be a dark green. So, yeah, that's the first thing out of the box. I'm just gonna grab what's on top. Owner CPS in the medium. I only bought these for one reason, and this was stupid. I should have bought the big, like 30 pack instead of this moronic 8-pack or 6-pack or whatever it is. It's the centering pin. I only use this just for nose hooking my flukes, because that's my favorite way to fish a fluke, and I use it on the Depths Sakamata shad in the 5-inch. So there's the centering pin. You know, these will be gone in a month, and I'll need to reorder. The Do-Live Beaver, you guys know I buy these by the barrel full. The 3.5-inch size I buy by the barrel full. I have the, this is the, what do they call it? Sprayed grass. I call it purple and green. This was a color that I didn't have before, but it's one of my, not in the OSP, but I mean, in general, purple and green is like one of my favorite color combinations, not just in fishing, but in life. Yeah, so, you know, free rig, I just wanted to have this color, so I only got one pack of those. I was controlled. I got these to sort of go head to head with the Netbait Crush Worm in the 3.75 inch. These are the Powerbait flatworm in the 3.6 inch. So this is the Maxscent. You know, I just bought these because I love the color. I'm not gonna open it right now just because it's a pain in the butt. I hate when I tear them all crooked. Oh no, I can open it. I'll open it. I'll tell you, this thing, I'm calling bullshit on Berkley. Okay, so yeah, Powerbait Maxscent smells infinitely better than that Netbait. Okay, so I keep hearing Berkley say, oh, Powerbait Maxscent, you know, it's special because the finish is matte finish. I'm calling bullshit. I think they had to make the finish this matte finish for it to disperse the scent. I do not think they wanted it to look like this because, you know, and then I hear them say like, oh, well, you know, it's a more natural look because it's like that matte finish. And I'm like, dude, everything I pull out of the water is super shiny and sparkly. Nothing's matte finish. It all comes out shiny and glistening. So I think the matte finish lets it hold it, and then it's like porous and lets it disperse into the water. And I think that's the only way they can make Maxscent. So they had to justify that they're not as attractive. That's my theory. I could be totally wrong, but that's my theory. It sounds good, doesn't it? All right, something I never owned before, the Gambler Big Easy. Now, this is just a restock. I do really well with 5-inch swim baits like this, and I don't have any right now. The 5-inch Megabass Spark Shad is like a completely different animal. It's very bulky, very heavy. It's like the equivalent of like most people's 6-inch. So what did I get this in? It's just pretty. It's like a green pumpkin with a silvery silvery belly with orange and purple flake, which, you know, based on my channel, you know, orange and purple are major colors to me. Bunker candy. These reek of garlic. Fish don't smell garlic. But I do really well with like this shape, this thickness, this size, and a firmer body. And the only reason I wanted to try the Big Easy was because of the joint here in the middle. I tend to like my swim baits to snake more than have the big Kitech tail kick. I think that's like the stupidest thing ever. I've never seen anything propel itself like that in the water unless it's like a shark, like going up to get a seal. So I tend to like things that swim a little tighter, and I feel like there's something to that joint in the middle. Again, I don't have any experience with this, but I do have a lot of experience with 5-inch swim baits on like a 4/0 hook, and you know, bass eat them ferociously. These smell like garlic, and not in a good way. Oh, next up, so I'm an idiot. I didn't know these existed, and I've been using the Culprit Incredi as a primary standard size jig trailer, like 4/0, 5/0 hook, like pitching and flipping jigs. I don't know why I didn't know there was an Incredi Slim. I'm an idiot. But the Incredi works awesome. I don't really have a problem with it, but I thought, you know, if they make something that's a little slimmer in the body, it's just gonna give the hook that much better depth. So I didn't get every color. I got green pumpkin blue, watermelon red, Bomba bug, June bug. I wish that they'd used the June bug red that Culprit makes. It's the most gorgeous June bug of any bait maker on the planet. Culprit, by the way, has, I think, some of the nicest, I don't know what it is about their colors. They have some of the nicest colors in the industry, I think. So this is the Incredi Slim 3.5 inch in Okeechobee and black and blue. So primary jig trailers, I use the Incredi Craw. I want to use the Incredi Slim. I think that's why I bought a bunch, because I don't see a downside to it. You guys want to look at them? Let's look at them real quick. I'm sorry, I'm wasting your time, aren't I? People like seeing them all. So, boom, black and blue. No story to tell there. Let's see how quick I can do this. Okeechobee Craw. Culprit's Okeechobee is like a green pumpkin and a blue, but they go heavy on the blue. This is a color that works really well in eastern Pennsylvania, and I don't know why. There's nothing this color. We don't even have blue craws. And bluegills aren't this blue. I don't know why, but pitching and flipping style baits in this color, I've always done really well here in Pennsylvania with them. So, dope color, Culprit. Your colors are delicious. June bug, their purple is so freaking rad. But again, give me the June bug green and red flake, please. Bomba bug, another confidence color for me in all soft plastics from all manufacturers. I just think when you combine June bug with green pumpkin, that you're in for a winner. Again, counter shaded soft plastics, I love them. These are gonna get thrown on some jigs soon. We've got maybe, a good 3 fishing days planned out. Green pumpkin blue flake. Okay. Boring, but if I'm gonna use green pumpkin, I'm not using straight green pumpkin, ever. It's always gonna have flake in it. And I like my green pumpkins to have blue flake. And that's just, so for me, my basic green pumpkin is a green pumpkin blue flake. I don't buy straight up green pumpkin unless forced to. And I should note, my favorite watermelon red flake in the industry. I hate Yamamoto's watermelon red flake. I think it's wrong. It's right. If watermelon's supposed to look like a watermelon, then that kind of green is technically watermelon. But to me, Yum's watermelon red flake is still the watermelon I have the most faith in. And Culprit, and I think Zoom makes a really nice watermelon red flake. But Culprit's watermelon red flake is what I want. Okay, and I'll tell you why. For me, watermelon, the essence of watermelon is it being translucent. There's nothing I despise more than a watermelon that's opaque, that looks like a green pumpkin, that's just, instead of looking like green pumpkin, it's like a lighter shade of green, but it's opaque and you can't see through it. I hate that. To me, watermelon needs to be translucent. It needs to let everything go through it, and that's what makes it such a money color. And I don't know what it is about the red flake in it. You guys know. You know watermelon red flake. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's some weird magical thing that's like one of those colors that just worked out for people. Oh, you're gonna like this. So I jumped on the bandwagon. I explained to you my theory with scent. I think they're all bullshit. The scientific ones, the ones where we actually use our minds and use science and research, I do trust, such as Powerbait, and I've had experience with it for a long time. I believe it works. I think they put that kind of research into BaitFuel. I'm gonna just trust it. I'm gonna try it on a lot of my soft plastics that don't come infused with anything. I'll keep this in my day bag, and when I go throw some Texas rigs, I'll, slimy up some of these culprits with it. Sorry, Netbait, I'm not gonna buy all your baits yet. You don't make all the profiles I need. I hope I bought chartreuse and not orange. And I did need black, but spike it pens. Everybody gets chartreuse wrong on their baits when they want to make a bluegill. When you see bluegill in the water, you see 0 chartreuse on their bodies. On the tail, when you're looking at it, it looks like there's a ghost pattern of chartreuse just outlining the very back end of the tail. That's how I use chartreuse. So like if I'm doing a swim bait, I should show you guys. I'll show you at the end of the video. All right, my favorite jig, speaking of the jig trailers, Denny Brower's structure jig. This is the, I believe I bought 1/2 ounce. Yeah, 1/2 ounce structure jig, 4/0 hook. It's an owner hook. It's the perfect size hook. It's the perfect head. It's the perfect design jig. I bought a bunch of them. I think blue craw and like, I don't know what, you know, what's the purple and green one. I can't remember what they call it. It's the perfect jig. I won't go into it here. I've done it in other videos. I bought these though because I'm going to try changing out the skirts and tie some of my own skirts to custom colors that are like southeastern Pennsylvania colors that are missing. Gamakatsu extra wide gap hook. I just went and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to use the 2s on a lot of my free rigs, the 3s on slightly bigger free rigs, or the 1s on the smaller, you know, like Do-Live Beaver free rigs. I got to redo my whole day bag hook organizing system. It's totally screwed up. So that's why I got that another Denny Brower structure jig. Some Mustad Ultra Point hooks. I won't tell you anything about those because that's the one secret. If I have one secret in all of my bass fishing, it's that. And then Picasso. So the evergreen jackhammer, I have several of them. They work great. These work just as good. And you know, and I've thrown them, and when they hit the water, I'm like, you know, I let it hit the water. I'm like, is that blade getting stuck or is it starting up real quick? I can't tell you how quickly the blade starts up on these. So for me, you know, I just can't justify the jackhammer's cost. And to be honest, Picasso, like, their skirts are a bazillion times nicer looking than evergreen skirts. And I know evergreens are hand tied, but I don't care. Just a chatterbait. And these are from a Pennsylvania company, so I always support in-state when I can. And that's it. So thanks guys for joining me. Quick little unboxing. It feeds the need when you feel bad about not getting out. Sometimes it's good to just buy a bunch of stuff to make yourself feel better. I really don't recommend it, but sometimes, you know, we succumb. So thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome day. Oops, forgot. I was gonna show you guys what I do with when I want to use chartreuse. There's two ways that I use it. Either a little bit of a hit on the throat to guide fish to the front of the bait where the hook is, and I'm talking a little tiny bit. They can see it, trust me. They've evolved for millions of years to find camouflaged fish in muddy water. They never needed you to come in there with your, fluorescent baits, okay? They were finding things that are camouflaged and designed to hide from them, and they eat them just fine in muddy water. So I think a lot of color is overrated. But hold on, let me show you what I do here. So when I do chartreuse, you're gonna laugh. I just do a little bit of the outside. I think this needs to warm up a little bit, but I don't do the side. I just do a little bit of the back of the tail, so that when it's swimming and the tail's wagging, it's just flashing a little bit of chartreuse in the back if I'm imitating a bluegill. I don't do a whole lot of, or I'll do like a lateral line. Just a little bit, just to give it a little like iridescence. I don't get heavy-handed and like dip the tail. I just think that's, I don't know, I think that's nuts. I don't think you need to do that. So yeah, with my tidbit, all right, for what it's worth. All right, have an awesome day, guys.